Kia ora and hello to another map discovery tour. And this one is a map that's been around for a little while, but I've been waiting for an update. It's Calmsden Farm by Oxygendavid. I'm sure most people have seen the map already. It is a very popular map and a lot of YouTubers are doing their Let's Plays on it already. And who can blame them? Oxygendavid does an absolutely awesome job on the maps. So the size of the map is 208 megabytes, so it is up there a little bit. However, the detail that Oxygendavid includes is incredible. Now this is a special map in that it is a Kiwi sim farmer edit. So I've made a few changes to just make my gameplay a bit different to everyone else's. So let's just turn around and you can see what I've done. There we go. So I did check and there is vineyards in Gloucestershire. And the temperature is possibly on the cold side for olives, but it's within a stone's throw. So I've taken a little bit of artistic license and we've got a vineyard and an olive grove. And in the background you can see a grape juice testing restaurant. Yes, people go on grape juice testing tours, and we're on a vineyard, so we have grape juice testing, all to keep it PG. So I've set this up here. You can see in the PDA that according to the map it is still well forested. So what someone had done is they had chopped all the trees down, then wanted to sell the land, so I decided to put a vineyard in here. So we'll head down and we'll have a map tour. Have a look at some of the things that I've done and some of the things that Oxy's done. Now I have to crouch down to get out of here because it's almost like the house is just fractionally too small. It's got that, yeah, it's almost too small. But so I set this up as our main house. And we've got a nice little patio area looking over our vineyard, which I thought was quite nice. We are doing a little bit of an arable farm as well. But I thought this would be a little bit different to what anyone else is doing. So we'll hop into our car and we'll go for a map tour. So maybe we'll start off with some of our edits and then we'll go and look at what Oxygendavid has done. So there is the tractor yard. We'll have a look in there. And we'll have a look at the tractors that we have. So I have gone for a Massey Ferguson theme. We've got an old Massey Ferguson and we've got some newer models. the 9, 8, 7 and 5, 7, 13. So we've gone all massy for this map, including the harvester. We've also got some of the orchard equipment that we need, including a grape trailer. And I went for the Griori harvester because with a little bit of a modification we can change it from olive to grape harvesting. So thought that would be a handy one to have rather than have two separate harvesters. And it's got a good capacity too, so it's a win-win. So we'll carry on down to some of my other edits. Now this was not done in Giant's editor at all. It was all done with the built-in landscaping tools and mods that are available in ModHub. So I'm quite pleased with the way it's turned out. So up here we have our grape juice factory and an oil processing mill there as well. We also have a small farmer's stall where we can sell some of our honey that we've got from our bees. And like I say, this is our grape testing restaurant where people can come and test and purchase their favourite bottle of grape juice. And I've also included a children's playground so that the kids have something to do while their parents are testing the grape juice. So it worked out quite well because Oxygendavid had left this power line which is attached to poles that are going that way towards the manor farm area, and this was sort of just left hanging in midair doing nothing, so I attached a building to it. Makes it look all part of it now, so that's all good. And so we've got grapes there, and another thing I've added in, I have got a maze. I have built a maze. So if we go to the construction, we'll get a bird's eye view of it. Here we go, bird's eye view of the maze. So I've had mazes in quite a few maps. I'll admit I'm probably not the best maze maker, but it's still fun to play around in and get lost in. Okay, so let's see if I can find my way out of here. And we'll carry on with our map tour. A bit of car parking there, though we haven't had any decoration parked cars released yet that I can find, so I might just have to wait for some cars to come along. So we've got grapes on that side, olives on that side, and we've also purchased this field here And I've planted sunflower in there, and we've got another grove of olives there, and some grapes planted there. And along here we've got a field of barley. Sorry, not barley, oat. We've got oat planted. And just along here you can see on the skyline, if I turn that there in the center there, you can just see in the skyline and another addition to the map that wasn't included in the original map. I've put a windmill there. I think it sort of fits there quite nicely. It is sort of on a bit of a hill. It is a bit of a high area. There are some higher areas around, but that is definitely one of the higher areas, so I figure it would pick up the wind quite nicely, and we'll be able to use that to make some oat flour or something like that. So we'll get on with the proper tour now of actually, instead of patting myself on the back, looking at the genius that is Oxygendavid. So we have up ahead here the Calmsden Garden Centre. Now, I don't know if you remember, but in FS22 this map was released around the COVID time, and there was a whole lot of signs about wearing masks and staying safe and all that. Times have moved on, and so has Oxy. So we've now got the garden centre. The greenhouses I don't think are purchasable. They're more, decoration, but you can enter into them, so that's got to be a plus. As you can see, very well detailed. So if we go back looking at land prices, you do have smaller pieces of land, 65,000 for just over 1 hectare. You got another smaller one there, 60, that's 1 hectare. But it is mainly a fairly big field map, as you can see. And the prices sort of reflect that as well. So looking at it, this is 1.3 million, 23 hectares. That one's 645, 10 hectares. 1.1 million, 19 hectares. 24 for $1.4 million. So purchasing fields is not going to be easy in early game, but once you have them and you've put the work in, you'll be really reaping the rewards with some very large harvests. So you can purchase the outside of the map and the roads and that sort of thing. So you can do a lot. So along here, that's where we've put the windmill. And in FS22 I actually built a bit of an industrial area in here, so yeah, you can do things there. I actually used to make quite a bit of hay in this area here. So we'll carry on. The steering wheel's on the wrong side for the car for this area. Oh, for a Land Rover. A right-hand drive Land Rover. I'm sure one will come soon. Hopefully. Hopefully we'll get a Santana again. That was a nice little mod, that one. So Oxy's done quite a, there's a lot of detail here. If we go and have a look, there's a forestry area with trees that are harvestable with a harvester. So you can get in here and you can start harvesting the trees. And you'd probably want to replant them again later on. But they're available. There's a bit of deadwood in here. No doubt there'll be some deadwood missions. Actually, we can have a look at the contracts and see what, now that we talk about them. Got deadwood, fertilizing, weeding, mowing, stone picking, and wood transport. Those are the ones we've got at the moment. No doubt there'd be harvesting when it's harvest time. So a good range of contracts. I don't think there's the rock destruction contract. Another wooded area in there. Come along here. So there is traffic on this map now. It can make life interesting when you're moving big machinery around. So this is the field which I converted in, and I built a road going through to link up there. So otherwise it would have just been a fairly big field as Oxygendavid envisioned it. It's the Kiwi Sim Farmer edit. But along here, so this is where I edited. I took out a couple of trees and put in a gate, and that's the house there and the area for the tractors down below. So this would be a shared driveway that we use, and of course this takes us up to the main Calmsden farm, which is the start off farm for when you go into the map. And there's been a good lot of equipment put in there by Scroft. Because I've made edits, I don't actually have the equipment there, but it is a good lot of equipment to get you started. Now I'm not sure if I can open the doors because I don't own it. No. But basically here you would have your workshop area, and you go into there and you would put your grain, dump your grain in there into the grain silo. And you've also got liquid tanks, silos. Will let me open the gate, so that's nice. Here we go, we're holding up the 2 cars that are on the map. So this is your usual startup. You've got all your tractors parked in there. A big storage area around here. And you usually start off with that field there. So you start off with a big field to begin with. So you've got lots of storage areas and a fairly large grain silo to keep you going as well. And of course this is the manor, and you know, lots of different houses here. Lots of parking. And you would normally spawn. So this is usually your house here, and you'd normally spawn there looking out onto that view. So yeah, it's a nice place to sort of end up being in. And then you've got a little rest area here. You know, nice quiet little place. Now, if I remember correctly, I think that ended up being George's house and cow area. I think Scroft made some changes. But yeah, this is the manor house. It's well detailed. You got a nice big area here, sort of coming down to there, and yeah, nice views. Maybe a little bit of undergrowth to worry about, but not too bad otherwise. And through here you of course have the swimming pool. Now it looks like this hasn't quite been... Yeah, that's interesting. When you walk around the swimming pool you can end up sinking into the concrete. And of course you've got the tennis court. And a garden there with Noah. So, and that looks like that might be a collectible. Yep, that was a collectible. So there are collectibles on this map. Now you can see there, that's the cable that was just sort of left hanging in midair that I've now added to our grape juice tasting restaurant. I'll keep trying to remember to call it that. So there used to be a horse pasture in here, but there isn't now. But yeah, that's something that you could add in later. If you do purchase this area here, there will be chickens in this area. And of course you have the opportunity to clear the rubbish away if you want to. So let's go into third person so you can probably get a better view of around. Zoom out and you can have a look at what it looks like. So we'll zoom up here. So very narrow lanes. It's one of those maps that you've got huge fields, but you can't really have big equipment. It's a bit of a mission to move the equipment around. So that's the edge of the map there. Yeah, the road carries on. It looks like it carries on into the distance. Yeah, I think it's well done. It's not blocked by a tree or anything like that. He has put road cones in there, so you sort of get a good warning not to go down there. Okay, so this is now the general store. So I think this takes all sorts of things. Hit the right button. So general store will take barley, carrots, green beans. Farmers market takes barrels and that sort of thing. Flour, general store again. Dairy for goat milk. Goat milk bottled is garden centre and village shop. So, hello rocket launcher. It's a dirty Christian. Christenings are like no other. Sounds like it must have been a fun time, mate. So we have here the sawmill. It looks like Oxy's used the default mill from Hutin Pantai. So there's quite a few sell points around this area. My day is great. I think I probably had a bit less dancing than you did, but it's alright, I've got 2 left feet anyway. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. it's important to embrace your culture as well, definitely. So we've sort of got there, you know, a field, but I think you can also use it. Yeah, you could purchase it and build factories there if you wanted to. So we're just doing a tour of Calmsden Farm. We'll have a look at most of Oxy stuff, and then we can go back and we can have a look at the Kiwi Sim Farmer edit. So up ahead we have the, well, we've got the road, and like I say, I like the way it does continue on into the distance. To me it means the map maker's been thoughtful about how to finish the edges of the map. So we've got a few static equipment around, so it does look like a dealership. They are real tractors. They are viewed on the map as real tractors, but you can't enter into them. You can't hook up to the equipment, so they are props, but they are the full equipment. So yeah, it probably helps bring up the slot count a little bit, unfortunately, for the console players, and does make it a bit bigger. But it definitely looks like a tractor yard. A bit of a stutter there. I actually had the game crash on me before while I was setting it up, so hope I haven't done something to break it. So we have some other sell points here. Farm store. Not showing any red, so that's all right. Okay. Just gonna brings up the frames per second just to see what happens. So we've got a farm store here, and the field there is one that can be purchased for the £0, euro, dollars, depending on what you want to play in. I figured this is an English map, so it should probably be in pounds. And so you can, or you were able to mow this, but I haven't actually tried it in FS25. And then around here we've got a recycling centre. Getting some massive drops in the frame rates here. It's interesting. A lot of detail, of course, as you would expect from an Oxygendavid map. And there, of course, is the Calmsden farm buildings again. And if we come down here, we've got the cow shed. However, we're not including the paddock with cows anymore, so you can do things to put cows in there. And this was one of the doors that Oxy fixed. When you opened it, it would just shoot right up into the sky. It wouldn't open like a normal door. So he has fixed that. I don't think we can open anything here because we don't own this anymore. But it is one of the buildings that we can own if we start the map afresh. So you got nice rolling hills. Post box there. And of course, if you're familiar with Scroff's farmhand, it was up here that George had his first house. And they converted all that into a farm and a cow shed and that sort of thing. So this is an actual real life monument in the area that Oxy has built. And it does look like this, so he's done a good job of that. He's put a bit of mud in this area, so it all looks sort of in play, yeah, like it should. It does look good. You've got flowing water. So I like that. You know, we've got the flowing water where there should be. And, you know, we've got the stream here. And if we try and look into the water without creating too much foam. There are fish in the stream. They're just not going to show themselves at the moment. And of course we've got the water dynamics, which is good. Good reflections. Here we go, fish. Fairly docile fish, but fish nonetheless. So there is fish in the stream. So as you can imagine, sloshing around here in a tractor, definitely you're in a low muddy area, so it's a nice, sort of a nice feature. Almost as good as Snow Runner. Not quite, but almost. Before people growl, I better shut the gate. Rule number one is always close the gates after you. So this used to be an area that flooded, but due to the new water mechanics, it was a bit hard to put in and not have the water splashing even when it was dry. So unfortunately Oxy had to remove that feature from there. And as we carry on along here, we'll get to the edge of the map again and would be able to go up to the windmill. As you can see, big fields. Road closed sign again, but yeah, the road does go off into the distance, so I do like that. And there we have the windmill that we've put in there, sort of in one of the higher points of the area, so good place to catch the wind. So the gates were built by Oxy. They have a nice sound to them, and yeah, they look really good. And finally break out of the mist, and then we're just basically climbing up to probably the highest point in the whole map. You know, you're looking out and it just looks like the farmland just goes on and on. It really does look like the area that it's supposed to be. He always does a fantastic job. The detail and all that he includes. So you've got another forestry area. There are a lot of the harvestable trees in there again, so we've gone up through there and gone there. So if we carry on straight up, we'll go to the animal dealer and farmer's market, all fairs store and bales. So we'll close the gate. Don't want a grumpy farmer to be commenting in the comments that, you know, I'm likely to let a whole lot of animals in or out or whatever, so we'll close the gates. I suppose if you're an animal farmer, you want the animals to stay in. If you're an arable farmer, you want the animals to stay out. So up here we've got the animal dealer. They do have moving animals. I think we've come to expect that for most maps now. The only map I can think of where they don't have moving animals was that Frickduck Cheeky Badger map. And I think, you know, we come to the conclusion that a lot of the extra stuff was cut out in order to keep it extremely small. So might just increase the time a little bit just to see if we can change the lighting a little bit. So we've got a farmer's market here. And then All Spheres store, where you can sell some more of your stuff, bales and that sort of thing. So not a lot in the way of productions. But like I say, there's land set aside that you can purchase to, you know, and you don't even have to purchase it. You can use some of the peripheral land and put your productions in there, create a little industrial estate. So we'll go back down this way. We'll cut through here. Apparently this is one of the things he's improved with the debris crusher. Good morning, Klaus. How are you this morning? Just having a map tour around Oxygendavid's Calmsden farm. I'm sure you've seen a few of them now and all that, so but we're just having a look at some of Oxy stuff, and then I can go back and show you some of the edits that I've made to make this map my own map and make it a bit different, so when I do a let's play on it, it's going to be different to what everyone else has done. So you've sort of got the windy roads, but they sort of go in the way that, you know, the map has them. So this is another area that was set aside for productions, but it looks like it's been made into a grass field now. Oxy's attention to detail is incredible. I've always found with his maps, if you go into Google Earth and look at the area that he's mimicking, they look very, very similar. There are fish in the stream. Lots of windy roads. A water ford. And the new water mechanics just make the water fords so good now. You know, you go through there and you can see the water splashing. Whereas before in FS22, you just drive through there, there'd be no movement of water at all. You just see the plane sort of rise over the wheels, but wouldn't be any life to it. Of course, being a UK map, we really need a right-hand drive vehicle. That's one thing about the European maps, is the vehicles fit. English maps, vehicles don't fit. That might change if the rumours about the next map are true, but we will have to wait and see. So we're back here with the cow barn, which is the one thing that you would start with in New Farmer. As I've done the edit, I don't have that. You got your starting player house there. You've got Grandpa Walter over there. And this is the driveway down to the area that I've created for myself. So I removed the trees, put a road down, did some terraforming, and used available mods to decorate and build an area here. Yes, yes you would. I've spent a bit of time in the water in Riverbend as well. It is neat. So this is our house. I sort of went for more of a modern UK look, although a house like that would fit just as well in places like Australia and New Zealand as well. It just wouldn't look out of place. But it's not your, you know, quintessential English stone building, that's for sure. So I've put in here a farm area. So on the PDA this is all forested, but of course Oxy hasn't included a forest in here. It was just a grass field, so I basically took over, and the story is someone has felled all the trees and Google hasn't caught up yet with their satellite imagery. So we've got a Massey harvester there, grape and olive equipment, and a cedar trailer, and we've gone all Massey for this farm. So we got every available Massey tractor that I could find on ModHub and in game. So I did some checking, and Gloucestershire, which is where Calmsden Farm is based in, does have a vineyard. I saw that on the interwebby thing, and I thought I would try having grapes here. Olives are a little bit of poetic license. The climate for the area is, as long as it doesn't get below about minus 6, minus 10 degrees Celsius, olive trees are okay. Sort of going below that, then olive trees will get damaged. So I've sort of done a little bit of poetic license, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it won't get down too low. And through there I've got a windmill put in so that we can create flour, and we have a field here of oat. And this field here is sunflower. Thought I hadn't done sunflowers for a while, so I thought it'd make a nice change. Although I probably will need to get another header. Sure, I can lease it. And a vineyard's not going to be much good without a grape processing unit to make the, in inverted commas, grape juice. We have to keep this E for everyone. And so I've made this sort of like a destination vineyard. People can come here, they can purchase local product, and they can go in there and they can do some grape juice tasting, purchase a bottle of their favorite grape juice, and while they're doing their grape juice testing, the kids can be out the back here playing on a in the playground. Yeah, like I said before, what kid doesn't want to play on a pirate ship? So yeah, parents can be out looking from the top story there, sipping their grape juice and watching over their kids playing in the playground. And I've also put in a small oil press there so that we can create olive oil, which we could then sell in the shop as well. So that's the edit that I've done. I only used the landscaping tools that were available in game. I used mods that were available on Mod Hub, and yeah, that's what I like about Farming Simulator, is no two gameplays on a map are ever going to be the same. You're always going to do something a bit differently to somebody else. You know, someone might pull down a shed and put another shed in. You might keep the sheds, but you know, purchase another farm or something like that. So yeah, that's what's great about Farming Simulator, is you can make it your own, and you can decorate it the way you want to. You know, the mods that are available now are just fantastic. My kids actually want a garden like this. They said, can't we go live there? They like the swimming pool. So that is where we are at the moment with it. So part of the Let's Play is I've got a $2 million loan. As you can imagine, setting up a vineyard in Olive Grove is not cheap. So I have a $2 million loan, so I have to go and make some money. So I set this one up with this crop tires. Yeah, good question. I think it probably took me about 6 or 7 hours. Maybe longer, because I actually practiced on another map and didn't like what I'd done, so sort of changed it all. And but this build probably took about 7 hours. So yeah, it took a little bit of time. In order to place a gate, I actually had to buy this field, and because I put the gate on, I couldn't sell the field, so I did have to do a little bit of editing of the XML file in the save game, just to tell it that field was not part of the farm anymore, and that seems to have worked okay. So that's the two cars of the traffic, so we don't have to worry about them anymore. That's okay, Klaus. I understood what you meant. I remember reading a power graph, and they reckon that as long as you've got the first letter and the last letter in the correct places, all the other letters can be rearranged in any order, and your brain will actually unscramble them and convert them into words. And it was amazing. Your brain did do that. The gates, of course, are all done by Oxygendavid. And we are starting in March instead of, I think it's usually August, isn't it? Basically because you've got to plant your olives and grapes in March. You can't do it in you can't do it in August or anything like that. So I basically had to skip through, so that's why we're in year 2 now. It was just mainly so we could get the grapes and olives planted. Okay, so apparently there's a lot of people looking for work, and I can call on them and they'll help out. So I'm going to get them to work on this contract here, and I'm going to head back. Might shut the gates on the way out. And I've got to get a couple of fields rolled. Where's an Uber when you need one? So I thought I'd alternate a bit between this map and Cheeky Badger, just to add a bit of variety. My doctor would be happy with the steps that I'm getting in today. Enjoy your breakfast, Klaus, and we've also got a bit of vineyard work to do. We've got to plough the ground underneath with a subsoiler, and we need to fertilise it as well. So we'll try and save regularly because, like I said, I've had the game crash on me once, so wouldn't want to lose too much progress. I think I might need to get a bigger tractor. Thought this might have been big enough, but that roller's a bit heavier than I thought. Okay, we'll hop into the 8S. Anniversary edition. Yeah, that little Massey was definitely struggling. We're keeping an even 20k along here at the moment. Okay, so we'll check and see that we've done everything. Hello there, Grandad AU. How are you this evening? I'm glad you could make it to the stream. This is another awesome map, Calmsden Farm, of course, as you already know. Oxygendavid. But I decided to do a few little changes myself. Just to make my gameplay a little bit unique to everyone else's. So I usually like to have a bit of a story going when I do a gameplay, and yeah, so I put the windmill up there because I thought, you know, that site there just screamed I need a windmill. It's a nice high spot. I reckon it would pick up the wind quite nicely. So the story is that on the PDA we can see all the trees. Yes. So on the PDA with all the trees, Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I did see some gameplay from Smithy on his... I managed to find his YouTube channel and saw some of his gameplay on it. In fact, I remember, didn't remember his name, but I remember looking at one of his maps on FS22, and I thought it was an amazing New Zealand map. It looked a lot like a New Zealand map, you know, what I'd see around, so I was very impressed with it. It'd be awesome if he could do something like that for FS25. As an armchair warrior, it's easy for me to sit here and go, just make more maps. But I am in no way a map maker, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for people that make maps. I hope you've picked up the horizontal stream instead of the vertical one. Yeah, what's interesting was when I looked at the analytics afterwards, I had over 200 people view the vertical stream. Not necessarily watched it for any length of time, but you know, did view it. And on the horizontal stream, I think it was something like only 20 people. Yeah, I say only, that still amazes me that 20 people would actually stop by and look at my videos. So I think, you know, that's the reason why you do the vertical stream, is to get it out there. I think YouTube is really pushing the vertical stream as well. Yeah, too lazy. You can't turn the phone sideways. Don't get me started when I see people filming something with their phone upright, and it's sort of like, will you stop doing that? It's gonna look like crap on your TV. Turn your phone around and film your child doing XYZ. It'll look way better on your TV. But no, you see everyone doing their vertical filming and then watching that little picture on their TV. Yeah. So I went Massey for this farm, so I hope you're a Red Tractor fan. Yeah, on one of the orchards we had one of the old original Masseys, and it had a tray on the back, and we used to all load up on the tray and get driven out to the orchard. Not very good for health and safety nowadays, I suppose, but hey, we all survived. We all had a lot of fun. Oh, that's no good. I've got a douche-var in my other Let's Play on the map Cheeky Badger, so hopefully that doesn't get bogged down. Although I don't think they need to worry about that. It's a game mechanic that Giants haven't added yet. Too late, I've added the weather mod. So I'm hoping I don't have a drought. Well, I think that weather mod is, yes. Come winter time when it's all snowing, I'm gonna suffer badly, I think. Oh no, a whole crop of canola, it just withered, did it? I see, waited to see if you could get some extra rain just to improve the crop yield a little bit. Yeah, I haven't actually harvested anything with the weather mod yet, so it'll be interesting to see. I've got a $2 million loan with this gameplay, so I've got to earn at least 6,700 a month in order to stay afloat, or to meet the repayments. I definitely like what Giants have done with the guided steering. It definitely makes playing the game a lot easier. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with the chat this afternoon, but yeah, I did see your chats afterwards on the browser, but wasn't coming through on the OBS chat, so yeah, not sure what happened. Yeah, your chats showed up in the on the browser for the YouTube browser, but wasn't getting transferred through to OBS. And when I typed a reply back into you, I don't know if you saw that or if you'd left by then. My reply turned up in the OBS chat, so yeah, go figure. Yes, it does do some funny things. When I first started streaming, because I've been streaming since about November, and when I first started streaming, they did an update, so I dutifully updated it, and I'm not sure how, but it seemed to conflict with OneDrive. Of course, I've got OneDrive backing up my documents folder, and the game saves have to go into your documents folder. And for some reason, it was making the documents folder read only, and you couldn't save your game after you had done your stream. So fortunately they have the ability so that you can roll back, so I rolled back to the previous version and I was able to save the games again. But it was a little bit frustrating because the first time I didn't know, and I'd done a whole stream, whole lot of work, and I couldn't save it, and I ended up having to do the whole thing again off camera. Lots of fun. So at the moment it's very nerve-wracking. At the end of a stream I hit the save button and I hope it saves and doesn't go wrong. Hence the reason why updates are so expensive for businesses, because when you're an IT person you test the updates because they might just do something silly, and you know, if someone can't save their work, that could be costing the business, you know, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you've got to make sure that the updates will all work and won't break anything. No worries, got to keep the goats happy. Okay, that's the rolling done. And looks like they've finished the weeding. Ah, happy goats now, eh? So I'm just cleaning up the tractor, and then we'll go and pick up the other tractor that we were doing the contract with. Okay, we'll go and grab the other tractor. We'll say we called it Uber. Yes, I think I played with that on FS22. Should make life interesting. Is that the one that includes if you leave your lights on, your battery goes flat? I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I stay away from a lot of the dodgy sites, but GitHub is definitely one of them that's yeah, safe to use, because you know you're dealing directly with the modder. Never get tired of that water reaction. I just can't understand how some people can just say, oh, this is just a reskin. Yeah, maybe the textures haven't been updated as much as what people might expect, but actual underlying mechanics have been upgraded so much. Yeah, I had someone come on the stream the other night, and you know, he's entitled to his opinion. I respect that. But he was basically saying that, you know, the physics are really bad and the graphics are really bad, and you know, he was basically just come across as hating it. Yeah, I don't know if he's watching now, so I don't want to insult him or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Even going back to FS17, you know, you can tell the difference between FS17 and FS25. I go back as far as 17. I started playing. Very true. And I just made the comment that, you know, I've been around long enough to know that great graphics does not necessarily make great gameplay. Some of my favourite games go back to DOS computers or even Atari computers. And, you know, their graphics are nothing like this, but the gameplay was there. So this is the map edit I did. I put in olive trees and grapes, and I do know that there is a vineyard in Gloucestershire which this map is set. Olives are a little bit of poetic license. Technically the climate is probably a fraction too cold, but we're seeing if we can get away with it here. And we've got our grape juice factory there. And of course we have a grape juice tasting restaurant. And while you're up tasting your grape juice and buying your favourite bottle of grape juice, the kids can be here playing in the playground. Or if you want to get rid of them, there's a maze. A blizzard? No, I don't want a blizzard. Although when I was skipping through, because I had to skip through to March before I could plant the vineyard, I got about 60 centimeters of snow apparently. Hey Nacho, how's it going? Oh no, some escaped cattle. I've had to do that before too. My uncle had a couple of cows on a small block that he had, small lifestyle block, and one of them just kept jumping fences all the time. We were forever chasing that thing down. Yeah, so Nacho, this is the map edit that I was talking about last night. Sort of set things up, put a vineyard and a olive grove in, because I thought that's different for Calmsden Farm. I've seen a lot of YouTubers' videos, but no one's gone down that path. And grapes are actually growing in Gloucestershire, found out. Olives, yeah, we're pushing our luck with that one, bit of poetic license. But glad you could make it, Nacho. Glad you make it, Grandad AU. And Rocket Scientist, and Klaus, if you're still here, glad you could make it. So I should pick up the contract before it expires, because I didn't really want to lose that money. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Nacho. I didn't use Giant's Editor for this. Everything here is basically gameplay editing, so using the landscaping tools and the available mods, and just placing them down and setting them up. So yeah, it's an edit that anyone can do, even on console. Yeah, there's no real special tools involved. And my kids love the backyard and the playground down at the grape juice testing restaurant. And of course it will go into the house. So this is one of the buildable houses, and so I basically I just edited the XML just to speed up the process. But yeah, I think that's quite a nice view of the domain. So I'm actually looking forward to doing grapes again, because I haven't done grapes for quite a while. I definitely haven't done grapes. Yeah, mind your head. I haven't done grapes in FS25 yet, and it's been a while since I've done grapes in FS22, so looking forward to it. And we went Massey, so Massey combine harvester as well. Yes, I found grapes were better when Courseplay came out. Made it a lot easier. And I've found that if I hit no field detected, obviously, so I need to go in between the row. So they do have guided steering now, which makes life a little bit easier, keeps the tractor on the straight and narrow, but you still can't use workers. But you can use steering assist. So that makes life a little bit easier. So yeah, it's good having the guided steering. It used to be a pain. I'd always end up getting too close to one of the rows and getting caught up with the implement. So Yeah, when I was younger I actually did a lot of orchard work in real life. Working with the kiwi fruit. Oh mate, until you've tasted a vine ripened kiwi fruit, you don't know what they taste like. Vine ripened kiwi fruit are some of the nicest things out there. But for the export market, they actually have to pick them a bit earlier before they can ripen fully. And then they slowly ripen while they're in transit. But yeah, packing those things, the hair, yeah, the furry bit of the kiwi fruit, it would just go everywhere. And you'd have to sweep every nook and cranny to get rid of the dust, the kiwi fruit dust. It just got everywhere. Everyone in the pack house ended up with what we called the pack house flu, which was basically the reaction to breathing in the kiwi fruit dust. Yep, they do. It's just amazing how much dust they put off. Yeah, well, that's understandable. It's not something you'd really think about. But yeah, it's a totally different fruit to likes of apples and other fruit like that. Because of the hairy, they shed their hairs like anything. That was the worst part of the job. The best part was the what we called the winter pruning, which was you'd be going into the orchards after the pickers had gone through, and you'd be pruning out the year's wood that had harvested, and you'd be leaving the canes to be tied down onto the pergolas. So helps if you put the implement down. I'm always doing that, guys, don't worry. Hey, we finally got the right sequence. It looks like I might have to trim the trees a little bit. It actually fascinates me how they've mechanized the grapes, because I say we had to do all our pruning by hand, and we'd be tying down because it would kiwi fruits on second year wood, so it shoots up canes. You prune out the old wood and you'd leave the canes down to be tied down so that the fruit could fruit on those ones. So it amazes me when I see how the machines work on this. You know, they just make the job so much easier. Drive along with the machine, yeah, you cut all the fruit off, but I couldn't see it working for kiwi fruit. Even just the harvesting of the grapes, you know, how they shake the grapes and collect them that way. Yeah, I used to walk behind a tractor with a bin trailer on, and you'd have a big heavy bag on your shoulders, and you'd be walking along and picking all the kiwi fruit by hand and loading them into the trailer when your bag got full. Very labour intensive. Yay, the rain stopped. I like the way the lines change on this. You know, you got the bright white for ones that you haven't been down, and the ones you have gone down turn to a lighter grayer colour. Makes it easier to line up with the next row. Yeah, I haven't had too much trouble with the GPS on this. I'm actually amazed at how they managed to get it all to work with just a single button. It makes it so much easier for console players. I did a stream earlier today with my daughter, and she was on the Xbox, and it just made it so much easier for her to harvest with the GPS once she got used to it. So yeah, single button, you know, GPS for console, that's a game changer for the console players. Yeah, with it's the kids, that just means I've got to buy them a PC. And the Xbox was a lot cheaper than a new PC. Oh, no worries, mate. I'm probably going to call it a night soon anyway. Got the real day job tomorrow to have to worry about, so I should probably get some sleep before then. So yeah, good luck with that cattle, mate, and yeah, hope it goes well. You're right there, Grandad. Only trouble is console's such a large part of their income that they can actually, if they sell a lot of console games, they can make a better PC game. Yeah, Rocket, I'll probably finish this this grapevine and then I'll call it a night. And I miss those script mods when I was doing the live stream with the multiplayer with my daughter. She's on the Xbox, so I can't have any of the script mods. I miss them so much. Yep, poor me. Yeah, I did one earlier on today. We occasionally do a stream together when we have time and you know, our calendars permit it. It's not something we get to do too often, but yeah, we managed to get one in today, and yeah, we did one this afternoon. So I don't know if you got a notification for it or not. Obviously not. I'm not used to the Discord. I probably should have put an announcement on the Discord. Sorry for that. I actually had an idea too that I might put some links to GitHub on the Discord for the different mods that are available that aren't quite in the mod hub. Yeah, I'll make her clean them off, don't worry. Yeah, so we would have been streaming probably while you were at the christening, so yeah, like I say, it's not something we get to do too often, but yeah, we have been doing a couple of streams on Riverbend, but she wanted to try something else out, so we did Palani. And yeah, she had a look at that and liked it and wanted to do it on there, so we did the gameplay on that one. Did all the harvesting on all the fields that were ready to be harvested, you know, when you've only got the one day to do it. And the game defaults to 5 times time. And as I've said to Rocket and anyone else that's on the chat there, if you do streaming or YouTube or Twitch or anything like that, I've got a channel on the Discord server where you can put links. Yeah, I think it would be. It's sort of more the mountainous region though. Yep, okay Rocket, thanks so much for joining. If you remember, please hit the like button if you haven't done that already. But thanks so much for joining. I appreciate the company. And you have a good evening. Better turn off the light, otherwise I'll have a flat battery. Okay, well, I think I'll call it a night there. Yeah, it's fresh. It's got to be good for wine. Yeah, I think that's sort of more mountainous region of France, so I'm not too sure if that's good wine growing area or not. I'd have to search it up, but yeah, it's sort of near the German and Swiss border, I think. But anyway, I think I'll call it a night now. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. I do appreciate the views and the chats and the likes. You know, when I first started the channel, I just wanted to share the game with people and you know, how I find it relaxing and hope they find it relaxing too. And just the way the channel's growing, it's just astounding me, and I do appreciate everyone that joins and that if you could hit the like button, that'd be great. Feel free to share it with whoever you like, and to everyone out there, have a good day, a good evening, or a good afternoon wherever you are in the world and at whatever time you're watching this. And until next time, bye.